Welcome to Couscous 101 with me, Jad Cooper. Today we're going to learn how to make perfect couscous. Pre-soak the chickpeas first. Then peel and cut the turnips, cut them lengthwise, put them in water to stay nice and fresh. After which you will cut cauliflower, put them in the water also, in quarters. Then peel and cut some zucchinis. Also cut those in halves, lengthwise, into small sections. That way they don't cook and turn to butter. Cut and de-seed green pepper. Put that to the side too. Then the onion is very important because the onion is the base of your couscous sauce. So you want to make sure that they're cut into nice sections. Put that away because you're going to be using all these vegetables later. Now you cut some tomatoes into quarters. Put those away. Now comes the cilantro. Wash the cilantro, cut the bottom of the stems, and tie it around the middle with some string because you're going to be putting this in the pot, as you see here, with the onions and your tomatoes. That's going to form the base of your stock. The cilantro is tied in the string so it doesn't come apart and basically turn the couscous into cilantro soup. Now comes the meat. Any meat that's made for stews will be adequate. You can also use chicken or fish. Now sweet potato, peeled, also cut into sections. You want to keep them fairly large. Sweet potato has a tendency to melt in stews. Add water. So now you have the base of your couscous. Add the chickpeas. All that's going to cook together to form the base of your couscous. Now add some salt, some pepper, about a teaspoon, depending on the volume of couscous stock base that you're making. You gotta have turmeric, turns the stock nice and yellow, gives it a nice warm flavor, and saffron. Now don't get this like pretend saffron. They sell like saffron flavoring. So you're gonna have salt, pepper, ginger, onion, turmeric, and saffron. You can also add paprika if you want, just to give it a little touch. Okay, so now the pot's going, so we'll start cooking the actual pasta. Don't forget to add about 1/3 of a cup of olive oil and 1/3 cup of regular oil. Add the turnip since it's fairly hard, but you want it to absorb as much stock as possible. So to the couscous, you're going to add about a glass of water. Slowly stir it around, let the couscous absorb the water. Put it into the couscousière, or the steam unit. That's basically going to fit on top of the actual couscous pot. And basically, steaming the couscous gives it a nice flavor and also lets the couscous puff up. So after one cycle of steaming, it should be nice and warm and ready to take some butter. So as you can see, it's being poured into the couscous steam unit, what we call in French la couscousière. Sort of an important part right here. You want to make sure that it's evenly distributed so that the steam can go through a nice surface area. So there it is, being steamed right now. So once it steams for about 10 to 20 minutes, you take it off, add a little bit of salt, add another cup of water, or a little more depending on how much couscous you have. You want to check your meat, make sure it's done all the way through. Check the color of your stock, check the taste, make sure it's not salty. Then you add your harder vegetables, but nonetheless vegetables that if left to cook too long would turn basically to butter, like your peppers and There goes the zucchini and the cauliflower, obviously very soft. Once they start cooking, they absorb a lot of stock. And of course, the sweet potatoes. Now you want to add butter to your actual couscous. Stir it around, add a little bit more water, let it puff up, let it absorb, and then we're going to repeat the cycle. We're going to put it back on the couscous steamer to make sure that it steams up a little bit more, and at that point it'll be totally cooked. So here we are, we put it back on the steamer. Make sure it's distributed evenly, but it's still fairly loose. I mean, you have to loosen it up, otherwise the steam won't be able to flow evenly through the couscous. So there it is. Now once it's totally done, you can add some stock to it. That'll give it taste and flavor, and then you just let it sit and absorb completely. Once the couscous has absorbed all of the flavor of the stock, you can then serve the couscous. Traditionally, couscous is served with the couscous grain on the bottom and a big plate with the veggies in the middle and the meat on top, forming sort of a mountain.